Teri Williams, and I'm President and Chief Operating Officer of OneUnited Bank. So we're the largest Black-owned bank in the country, and actually I own the bank. Yep, along with my husband. My husband and I own the bank. We're also what's called a community development financial institution, which means that we focus on low to moderate income communities. So the majority of our lending is actually in low to moderate income communities. We have offices in Boston, Miami, and Los Angeles. And actually the bank is a group of banks that were combined. So here in Miami is the old People's National Bank of Commerce. In Boston, it was Boston Bank of Commerce. And then in LA, it was Family Savings and Founders. So it's 4 banks that were all Black-owned that were combined into OneUnited Bank. We're also the first Black internet bank, which means that you can open up an account with us online at OneUnited.com. And being a Black bank doesn't mean that we just bank Black people.
My next question.
Yes, exactly. Okay. So actually we have a very diverse staff, very diverse customers, but the significance of it is we actually, all of the banks, the predecessor banks, came out of the civil rights era in the 60s when banks were redlining, and it was very, very difficult for Black people to get credit. And so our history is one of really trying to meet a need that wasn't being met by majority institutions. It also means today that we have a focus on, again, whether it's low to moderate income, Black and Latino communities, and we offer products and services that are specifically tailored to their needs, which is different than a lot of banks who are really looking to bank high net worth individuals and companies. My main duty is to take our mission and our strategy and turn it into reality. So we have a mission to serve low to moderate income communities. We have a strategy actually that we're focusing on our local markets as well as our online market, and really using both of those to help us fulfill our mission. But it's my responsibility to actually make that happen. So whether you go to our website or whether you come into our branch or branches, whether you call us, to ensure that we actually execute on our strategy and offer the products and services and offer them in a way that is welcoming, especially to a lot of people that in some cases have never walked into a bank before. So it really, one of the things that we say is that we respect our customers regardless of the size of their bank account. And so it's really to ensure that that happens, and that's a combination of having the right culture, hiring the right staff. It really took me, I would say 15 years to put our management team together. It took me much longer than I had expected, but that's my responsibility, to staff, to train, to have policies and procedures, and to execute to fulfill our mission. One of the goals, and I'm going to talk about specifically a goal in a program here in Miami, and the name of the program is called Yes in My Backyard.
Yes in my backyard.
Yep. And it's a play off of the not in my backyard sentiment. And our focus is to actually invest $1 million into what is in essence the Liberty City 79th Street corridor community, to put people in homes, to increase home ownership. We are a preferred lender with Miami-Dade County First-Time Homebuyers Program, as well as the City of Miami First-Time Homebuyers Program, which provides down payment assistance. It also teaches, educates families on what it means to own a home. And our goal is really to work with some partners that we have, like the Haitian American CDC, as an example, to get people in their homes. So that's an example of one of our goals, is to really make that $1 million
And that's an
work.
immediate goal.
That's
this
immediate.
year. Okay.
Immediate. So our dream, my dream, is that every child that grew up like me would be financially literate. What it means is that we collectively, would have an understanding of money, how to make money, how to save money, how to invest money in a way, and how to use money, how to share money in a way that really promotes overall health and well-being. And for some people that could be, owning a fabulous home. For other people it could just be taking care of their family and feeding their family, but that they are able to recognize that money is for a purpose, and knowing how to use it is really what financial literacy is all about. When I was growing up, my family used to take these Sunday drives, and we actually, in Connecticut, people think Connecticut doesn't have poor people, but we actually, yes.
The cities are all broke.
Yes, and so
Yeah.
I actually lived in Bridgeport. I was born in Bristol. I lived in Bridgeport in the projects. And then I lived here in Indiantown, which is a very small community of which the big industry is farming, and I worked in the cabbage fields. But we used to take these drives, and I would drive around and see all these fabulous homes, all these fabulous cars, and I used to wonder, how do they have that and we have this? And as a child, I couldn't understand it. I didn't have a way of comprehending it, figuring it out. And through, going to college and majoring in economics, going to Harvard Business School, working in corporate America, and sort of becoming an entrepreneur and running a bank, I realized that it really isn't that complicated, but it's not taught in athletes, because 2 years after any professional athlete today stops playing, 70% of them are bankrupt.
Yeah.
So even though they made a lot of money in their lifetime, they end up losing money. And I think part of the issue is exactly what you said. It is more dealing with the emotion as opposed to the actual physical or even financial aspects of money. I wrote this children's book called I Got Bank. And
I've heard of that book.
Yep, and it's the main character is a young black boy named Jazz Ellington. He's 10 years old, and he has saved $2,000 because his grandfather sort of set it up so that his allowance went directly into a bank account. And so he never got it in his pocket. And the book is that he saved this $2,000, but his mother, his brother, and his sister are trying to spend his money. And
Family feud.
Yeah. And he's trying to figure out how to continue to save while also help his family. And it's really not about the $2,000. It's really how do you navigate, how do you understand that that money is for a purpose, and how do you also deal with the fact that your family members may not be as wise or may not be on the same page as you. And most families in the minority community, in the black community, there typically is one person that has achieved a level of success. And there's an expectation sometimes by other family members that they're going to be able to sort of latch on to that person, and they also have a belief that that person is a lot more successful than they are. And that person is, in a lot of cases, just treading water themselves. So the purpose of the book was really to address that. It's the emotion, not just the financial.